Hello, I'm going to be ranking all the television shows that I've been watching that are new to me over the past 2 years. Um, I'm not going to watch any more television shows this year because next month is all Christmas movies, so I'm not going to be doing any more television watching this year. So I just thought it would be fun to rank all the shows that I've watched again over the last 2 years that are new to me. 23 is Tiger King. It's I was I tried recording this and then I messed it up, so I'm redoing it. But like I said in the first video of this is I thought everyone at the zoo working together to bring down Joe was very entertaining and very like it was like underdogs that you don't really put much faith into solving this case, and it was that part I found very exciting and very interesting. But other than that, the whole thing just upset me. So, not really a big fan of it. 22 is Moesha. Miles is the most annoying sibling on television. I can't stand Miles. I don't like Moesha's family dynamic, but Hakeem was amazing. He is the best character on that show, as well as Q. And I ship Q and Moesha, always have, always will. Um, 21 is Cougar Town. It's not the greatest show, but it was fun to watch. But all in all, a lot of the characters were super irritating over time, so that's why it's not that high up. 20 is 30 Rock. I know this is probably very controversial, but I did enjoy it. Like, I didn't have fun watching it, and I guess because I have like maybe some people would consider like lowbrow humor, but I also for a lot of shows like I need like especially like a work environment show, I need there to feel like they like each other and that it's fun, and like I need quirky but not Liz Lemon quirky, because Tina Fey has always played up to her being quirky, but she's not, and it doesn't work for her. In my opinion, she's never pulled it off. Like Amy Poehler is great with the quirky and the awkward humor. Tina Fey's not. She doesn't pull it off because he's not an awkward person. She's actually very confident. So her pl- playing someone that's supposed to not be confident doesn't work. It's really weird. Alec Baldwin is one of my least favorite people ever. So just to see him on the show, I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the show. Sorry about it. 19 is Deadwood. This show I always forget that I've watched. Always. um, but it wasn't bad. I liked a lot of the characters, but I did not like the. I just thought it was boring. That's basically it. Let's see. 18 is Dawson's Creek. I just finished it. And funnily enough, I almost left it off the list. I completely forgot about it. And I just finished it like 2 days ago, 3 days ago. And I was just talking to about my mom about it today. And for some reason, I just forgot about it. For like 18. I had to cross out a lot, so I'm trying to fit. Yeah, I said 18, right? Yeah. So Dawson's Creek. The only good thing about Dawson's Creek is the Pacey and Joey relationship. Um, the build up to it. All the scenes with them were amazing. Everything else was kind of boring. I did like Jen and Jack and Grams, but even their storylines got old after a while. Joey and Pacey just had one of the greatest dynamics on television. They're one of the greatest romantic pairings to ever be on television. Joshua Jackson should have been his show. He has so much. He's so charming and funny, and he would, along with Katie Holmes, just played off of each other so well. So Dawson's Creek is number 18. Yeah, 17 is Charmed. I wasn't sure if I was gonna put Charmed on this list because it's been so long, actually, since I've seen it. But it is new to me. I hadn't seen it before, so I'm putting it on here. I loved Prue and I loved Piper. Um, I loved Cole. Cole is my favorite character in the whole show. I sh- I shipped Phoebe and Cole, and no matter what the writers were trying to put it across, he was the only one for her. Like they messed up. Like, okay. The reason they broke up Phoebe and Cole in the first place was because Shannon was dating. I never remember his name, but she was dating the guy who played Cole at the time, and Shannon was jealous and about Alyssa being around him, and so they broke up Phoebe and Cole for that reason, and that's upsetting to me because they really made a great couple. That's about it. I like Leo and Piper to a point, and then it just got old. But yes, 16 is Sex in the City. I'm surprised I put it up as high as I did, but everything below it, I couldn't see putting it any higher. So Sex in the City wasn't all bad though. I loved Miranda and Steve. I loved Charlotte and Harry. I loved Samantha for the most part. I loved Aiden. So yeah, there are characters that I really enjoyed, and there were some storylines that I liked, but overall it wasn't very good to me for me. 15 is Glee. This is the one that started it all off for me to watch all these iconic shows. And Bert and Kurt are probably the best father and son duo ever. I always say Jughead and FP are my favorite father son relationship currently on TV, but FP's gone now. So, but off a show that's off the air, they're my favorite father and son relationship. Bert and Kurt, amazing. I love Santana. I always feel like a hypocrite because I didn't like Santana, but Naya Rivera played her well, very well, and she left behind such an iconic character and a very important character. So respect to Santana and Brittany. Um, yeah. 14 is Mad Men. This one, I don't remember anything from it. Nothing. This is another one I always forget that I've seen. Like it when I watched it really fast, and then I also didn't really like it because it was Don Draper wasn't interesting. Like his personality just bothered me, so like I just didn't like it. 13 is Desperate Housewives. Lynette and Tom are another one of my all-time favorite couples. They were real and honest and great. Lynette is my favorite character. It was Brie, and then Brie kept doing the same stupid shit all the time, and I was like, okay, I'm over this. I can't watch this anymore. But Lynette, I loved Lynette. She was so strong. She was funny. She was really great. I loved Lynette. She was amazing. Gabby was kind of, and I was indifferent to Gabby because she wasn't supposed to be very nice. She was supposed to be kind of selfish. That's how she was written. And I didn't mind her because that was her character. So it was like, okay, well, she's a selfish person. That's fine. I loved her and Carlos though. I thought they made a really great couple. I actually really loved Gabby as a mother. She made a really great mother. I wouldn't think she would be, but she was. Susan is one of my least favorite characters of all time. Um, I loved Orson Bean and Catherine Justin's characters. I forget their names, but the actors have both passed away, and they were just wonderful on the show and a wonderful couple. And yeah, 12 is Sister Sister. I don't know why I picked Sister Sister. I just realized I was picking a show I hadn't seen before, but I hadn't seen Sister Sister all the way through. So there you are. That's why I put it on here. Because I had seen it, I just hadn't seen all of it. So I put it on here because I was like, okay. I saw the earlier seasons. I didn't remember any of the what happened in the older ones, so I'm counting it. But Sister Sister is wonderful and fun, and of course, recommend. 11 is Golden Girls. Surprisingly enough, I hadn't really seen Golden Girls. Um, I didn't remember. I had seen some of it, but I didn't remember any of it. None of it. Um, so it was fun to rewatch. 10. We're in top 10. Saint Elsewhere is one of the most beautiful shows of all time. Donald is my favorite. Has taken Mark Green's place as my all-time favorite television character. Everyone on Saint Elsewhere was wonderful. Not everybody. I didn't like all the characters, but I loved Donald. He was wonderful, like I keep saying. So it's on Hulu on Amazon Video, and I recommend watching it because again, it's wonderful. 9 is Lost. This one was a long haul to get through, but it was worth it. It made me cry in the end. It made me cry several times. Sawyer and Kate forever. um, yeah. So, um, 8 is House. This is a new one I finished recently. This few days weeks ago. Yeah, I think a week ago. Um, House is wrong. He's controversial. He has no patience for anybody or anything. He's mean, but it's so funny. It's so clever. It's so unique. Like you'll never see another medical show like this on television because, and if you do, it won't be as good. Because Hugh Laurie's delivery was amazing. The relationship between House and Wilson was it's one of the best friendships of all time. Um, the original cast was great. I feel like they worked really well together. The cast in season 8, I really wasn't a fan of, but the finale was really really good. So I loved it. 7 is The Wire, iconic, amazing. Um, of course, watch it. It's great. 6, Community. It's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. One of the most creative shows that have ever been on television. It was on Netflix. It's not on there anymore. I don't know if you can find it anywhere else, but if you can find it, recommend. Um, 5 is The Sopranos. Yes. The Sopranos is another iconic show. It's one of I watched The Sopranos after I watched. Um, no, I didn't. That's a lie. There's another show I watched after Glee that I'm gonna be talking about. But I watched. It was like the third show I watched. After Glee, yeah, and Glee is like a completely different show, obviously, than The Sopranos. But The Sopranos like kicked off my gritty TV show watching, like crime shows and dramas, and it's such a great show. It's funny, it's intense. Again, very very violent because it's a mafia show. My favorite characters are Polly and Christopher and Tony and Bobby. Bobby was a sweet boy. I mean, he was a man, but he was sweet and kind, and his what happened to him was unfair. But it's a great show. 4 is The Office. I think Steve Carell is probably the funniest person that's ever been alive. But probably debatable, and he probably isn't. But just watching him on the show, like I laugh people that are funny, but not like I laughed watching him. I watched The Office and he made me cry so many times just because of how ridiculously he played Michael Scott. You know, a lot of his lines were not scripted, so that should tell you a lot about how funny Steve Carell is. He is iconic. He's like delivery that he delivers lines that probably wouldn't be that funny, but he just the way that he delivers them is hilarious. Like he's amazing. With The Office, again, obviously I recommend it. It had my favorite characters, of course, are Michael Scott. I love Michael Scott. I love Kevin. I love Dwight. I love Stanley. I love Daryl. I love Phyllis. I love later season Angela. Um, did I say Dwight? I love Dwight. um, oh, and Creed. Oh, I forgot Creed. I love Creed. But yeah, great. Number three is Oz. Oz was the second show I watched after I watched Glee. And Oz is a prison drama, so, you know, very, very different. It's Oz is very underrated as an HBO show. It was the first HBO show ever, and it set the bar, and it set the way that the bar for every other HBO show to come after it. It was very violent, um, and it was very controversial because it had never been anything like it on television. No, HBO is known for its violent shows and pushing the envelope and writing controversial stuff. So it really set the bar. It really set the tone for HBO. And my favorite characters. It's kind of hard to say, but I don't really. And it's another thing. It's been so long that I don't really remember anybody's name. But August is just really great. Okay, two is 6 Feet Under. I love this family, and again, it's been so long, I don't remember what their last name was, but I love the family dynamic on the show. I love Ruth. Ruth was is one of my probably not my favorite television mother of all time. She was just so understanding, willing to grow, willing to learn, willing to change. She did not turn anyone away. Her kids could do anything and they would be welcome in her home. She created such a safe place for people to go. People didn't have a home, they would go to her, and she would make them sure they were happy and comfortable and protected, and she was like the mother that everyone would want in their life. She was just all around amazing. Number one is Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is the only show out of every show on here that I would love to rewatch at some point. Not other shows, not that like, there's like House. I love House, but it's 8 seasons. I don't have to watch them all, but just like having to live through it again, I don't think I could do it. I really don't. There's a lot of shows, like I just listed, that I don't really want to watch again because once was enough. Of course, The Office and Community, I could probably rewatch those and be fine. But like the other shows, no, I don't really feel like rewatching them. But Breaking Bad, honestly, when it was done, I finished the movie. I wanted to rewatch it right like straight away. I was like, I want to rewatch it again. Um, and I don't know if I will now, but to me, that was being like, okay, that's my favorite show that I've watched because, again, I haven't really felt like rewatching other shows, like, especially right after finishing it. Um, But literally, like, I was like, oh, I was willing to restart it again. Like, that's how much I loved it. So, recommend Breaking Bad. I think it's on Netflix. I don't know if I watched it on there. I don't know if it's still. Oh my god. I don't know if it's still up there up on Netflix, but I watched it on Netflix. If it's on there, watch it. It is just as good as everyone says. Jesse Pinkman is one of my all-time favorite television characters. Walter White is a great, great character. He's very on. He's very. You okay? Well, you know what I'm gonna say. You never know what you're gonna get. Like he comes off as one person and he ends up a different kind of person, and the growth and the changes in him is amazing. Brian Cranston did a wonderful job playing him. And to think that he was Hal from Malcolm in the Middle, and he was a storky dad, and then he became a meth selling teacher, chemistry teacher. Was he a chemistry teacher? Yeah. And just like how good an actor he is. You would have thought, man. You would have thought. But yeah, that's it. Talk to you guys later. Goodbye.